All right, it's July of 2024. Oh, wait a second. There was supposed to be some big, huge event or cataclysmic thing that happened in June of 2024. I will state this once again. We're going to talk about Babavanga, who's had some unbelievable predictions and also some big misses. We're supposed to have some other big things happening in 2024, and so far none of them have happened. I want to talk about this. We're going to go back to the same thing over and over again. Wait, I'll tell you that in a minute. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. I had to think about what my channel was about. It's supposed to be breakthrough fear. It's supposed to be geared toward empowering you. That's my mission, is to empower you. Wait a minute, you already hold that power. I don't have to do it. That's right. It's letting you know that you are all powerful. And these predictions, and we're going to talk about them in a moment, are part of the insights that all people hold, but more important, that we're creating. Now, people say, well, you've made predictions and nothing happened. No one person can predict the future for everyone. It is impossible, because we are all equal creators, and we have free will, especially here on planet Earth. It's part of our program, is to make decisions and to learn and to go into ignorance and to also go into the glory of knowing ourselves again, so that we can gather information, take it with us and say, you know what? I know pain, I know glory, I know darkness, I know unconditional love. And through the contrast that we learn and experience here, we know that which is our supposed opposite. Yet it is all still the same energy field. Babavanga, if you don't know who she is, was able to tell the future, supposedly. As a young girl, she was caught in a tornado and survived, but she had sand and all kinds of debris that rendered her blind. Now, she's been gone for a long while, but she had some pretty major predictions, some of which did come true and some didn't, and we've heard this over and over again. Now, I'm going to talk about 2024 and what she has predicted for this year, supposedly, okay? Edgar Cayce, Nostradamus, let's just go down the whole line of seers who have told us things that would happen, and really, if you look very closely, most of them didn't. Most of them did not happen. So if they know how to predict the future, why are only some of these things happening and not others? Because we're making a different choice. Now, what I want you to remember is the purpose of predictions. The purpose of all predictions is to gauge where we are at the moment in time. If there's anybody that you go to, whether it's some medium or psychic or whatever, that tells you anything, they're not doing something really special. They're only picking up on what you have created up to this point, and they're seeing it in a moment in time. All right? So they have that ability. You can change anything. Now, I went and saw a psychic, wow, like 30 years ago, over 30 years ago. And I did it for fun because my friends said, this is going to blow your mind. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And the first thing she said to me is, I don't want you to answer questions. I don't want you to shake your head yes or no to whatever I say. I don't want you prompting me. I want it to come clean. I went, okay, I'm liking this. She gave me a series of predictions, of which every single one has come true except for one. And that one can come true still. It is something that I'm working on right now, and I realized this woman really saw things. But here's what she told me. I'm going to tell this to you. This is you, the individual, supposedly individual, appearing to be individual experience, and you, the collective. Because we all contribute to the collective, and through our personal choices, we create that future. And that is that no matter what you hear or are told, especially as the individual, because you have complete control over your energy field here, that's designated to all of us, you can change anything. Anything. All right? It doesn't have to come to pass. There will be circumstances when in advance you agreed to leave the planet at a certain time or a certain way. Those things, that's another ball game. But your circumstances, you have 101 and more choices to change anything. Okay? That means that if you go to a psychic and you don't like what you hear, you can change it. Now, here's the other thing she told me. She said, if you like what you hear, that doesn't mean you sit on your laurels and just do nothing. One of the things she told me is that I was going to write a book. By the way, she didn't know if I was a writer. She knew nothing about me. At the time, I wasn't writing books. And she said that, she says, I hope I know you in 20 years. Oh, what? You're going to be an author. And she said certain things about it. And I thought, 20 years? I'll be dead then. You know, when you're younger, what you're thinking. 20 years? I'm going to be dead. But isn't that interesting? Because it was further up the road that I wrote my book that became a television movie. I have since written Breakthrough Fear. That even has more meaning. She knew certain things, but she said, you have to write it. She goes, you can't just assume this is going to happen. She said, you have to actually make the effort to write it. And I did. You can change anything. You don't need somebody to tell you or predict your future to decide if you want to change it or not. You can just do it right now. So Babavanga is only picking up at when she saw that future of where we were mentally and in our current choices. So 10 years down the road, people become enlightened, they choose higher frequencies, they choose love, they choose community, and all of a sudden that future just shifted completely. It's shifting constantly. Everything transforms, right? Nothing is stagnant. Everything's always in movement, expansion, change. All of it, everything, seen and unseen. So she predicted some cataclysmic events, that the Mississippi River was going to, there's going to be some huge earthquake was going to overflow, and that was predicted years ago. It did happen this much. There was a small earthquake, and there was a little bit of a flood, but absolutely no cataclysmic event as predicted that was going to change the whole landscape of the United States. Hasn't happened. And that was quite a while ago, a couple decades. Supposedly 2024. Now, why people are saying 2024? Because she wasn't very specific about her years. There was going to be a cataclysmic event, and that was going to be more of a, let's just say, natural disaster than anything. She said there was going to be a tsunami that was going to engulf Asia. And here she has said several things about an earthquake, something that was going to shake. Now, if that's literal, we don't know. But here's my question to you. Are you watching all this stuff because you think that this is in stone? Because the more you entangle with it, the more you actually create it. I don't think most people watching this can imagine that they are really doing everything. They're really creating everything. And oops, you know what this is? A spiritual butt kick. What does that mean? You're the creator. You're doing it. You can change anything. You can create anything in your life. And it may seem insane. You may be in a situation where you think, nothing can possibly change in my life. This is how things are. What are you telling me? Look at this. I'm saying, yes, look at this. Change it. Create something else, and you don't have to have the answers as a human being. Things will come in. But if you don't believe that, they won't, because you're giving that directive out there that I can't do this, that this is where I am, this is what my future holds, and it says okay, because you and it are one. All right? People talk about their higher selves. There's no separation. There's no higher self, so to speak. You are that power out there without this body, and you are the energy field within it and the body. So yes, there's a higher self. In other words, there is a space unfettered by beliefs, negativity, density, that you are You don't just have access to it, you are that. So if you want to see a different future, we will go into a golden era. No matter what happens, there will be cataclysmic events. And as we saw with our health issues here not too long ago, it pushes humanity into a different sense of being, a different state of being, a different way of thinking of each other and their lives and what their future looks like, and that things aren't just going to stay right here boring and that we're going to be dictated to. We have to start thinking for ourselves. We have to create. We have to be the creators of a new world. I think about our elections, and I think how ridiculous it is that we can choose a side and that they're going to have all the answers. Isn't there somewhere in here where that group of people and this group of people together could create something pretty amazing and decide what is the best, highest choice? But no, it's always about power and separation, division. And so I want you to know that part of what's going on now, and it will affect our future, our planet, how the cataclysmic events all are incorporated into one big energy field that is affected by everything. The more you go into conflict, separation, taking sides, the more you contribute to the separation and the demise of this planet. It's just that simple. You get a choice. You're eternal. How do you want to live your life here? What do you want to contribute? Are you going to contribute something amazing? Everything you do in your life counts. Everything. Everything you use, how you think, how you treat people, your judgment. It is all either separation or unity and creation. You can expand. You're always changing, transforming. But it could be into the darkness too. There is a basement that we all came into. Some of us knew there was a penthouse. Most people didn't. We all still had to get to the penthouse. What does that mean? Only you are responsible for raising your frequency. These cataclysmic events are irrelevant. They're irrelevant. What you're doing is totally relevant because you are affecting that. So no matter what happens, you can run and hide, you can go off in the woods, you can go off grid, you can hoard, you can, prepare to kill people, you could prepare to take out people that threaten your material world. What's that going to get you? Probably 6 feet under, I'll tell you that. What if you were the person that opened up to community and created some ways for us to remedy anything that might come in the future, and no one will know what it is? No one knows what it is. It's June, it's July, nothing happened in June, and all these predictions came in. Got them a lot of eyeballs on YouTube. Yeah, maybe I should be posting more sensational videos, but I'm not going to resort to that. This is sensational enough. And Babavanga, she was just a voice of the consciousness at the moment. No one of these seers had those answers. They were warnings of change that must happen if we don't want to see those predictions. It is completely in our control. Now there's cause and effects. There's things that have happened that are going to be because of our timeline, because we have a timeline here, that will play out. The damage, of course, has consequences, but we can reverse that too. You can do it in your body, you can do it in your mind, and everything is your focus, your focus, your focus, watching those thoughts. You can change the planet right now. You are equally powerful to anyone, including Babavanga or anybody else out there. We have equal power and equal access to this. We all have our different skills and talents, and that is the puzzle pieces that make up the beautiful picture. That's intentional. Can you celebrate it? Can you go out of negativity? Celebrate it. Stop worrying about your future, because you can't possibly know what it is, and create your individual one and contribute to it, and you will see amazing changes. I promise you that. July 7th, Coast to Coast AM. I am being interviewed by George Norrie. I hope you'll come watch me. I hope you'll subscribe, share my videos, and of course, I have free videos here. How to break through fear. How do you break through fear and go into that space where you stop worrying about things and start creating? Do you want purpose in your life? Do you want to create something and contribute to the planet, and you can create a career out of it? This here, not talking about just coaching. You don't have to be a coach and be anything. Well, find out what it is. I created that for my audience to tell them I'm going to give you options. So now you have no excuse. I have to earn money, Landria. I have to go in and destroy the planet with the plant. Or the, whatever they're making or whatever they're doing or whatever's bad for your health. No, you don't. No, you don't. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.